So
But
why did you choose science, consciousness, AI, and coaching?
because they have a common theme that runs between them. One of the reasons I did that was because over the last year, as I've been trying to look at new forms of standards to use AI in coaching, the issue of exactly what is coaching, a definition for it, came up, and exactly what is it when we're using AI in coaching. And definitions were going to be a big challenge for me in the last year to ensure that people got clarity on what was actually being talked about. So when it came to AI and coaching, and also consciousness and science, I realized that one of the things that was really important is for anything to become a science, it really needs clear definitions. It needs an evidence-based approach to things, a proof-based approach to things. And when I look at background of my science in terms of physics and molecular biology, a lot of definitions are usually provided for in ways that link to things like laws of physics. And a long time ago, when I was studying physics, I studied thermodynamics, and one of the most, if you like, the law, which all other laws in the universe answer to, it's the granddaddy of them all, is the law of conservation of energy. And in simplicity, it says that you can't create energy or destroy it. All you can do is transform it from one kind to another. So if you look at anything, a human body, a car or aeroplane, all the energy that it has is just there, and there's no more and there's no less. You can't take any of that energy and destroy it or suddenly create something out of nowhere. All you can do is change it from one kind to another. You can turn petrol energy into mechanical energy in a car. You can turn food energy into warmth for you and brain operations if you want to. But overall, the entire quantity of energy doesn't change. The qualities change from one kind to another, but the quantity doesn't. The reason why that's so important is because when it comes to consciousness, our brain especially, and the consciousness that most people associate with that, our brain actually is built on principles to do with conservation of energy. If it didn't, the energy it got from food and other resources would rapidly diminish. So the brain is highly optimized, not just in terms of efficiency, but also in terms of effectiveness. It's really good at respecting the law of conservation of energy and making sure energy isn't wasted, and that every little bit is not just maximally used, but also effectively recycled and redistributed as well. And these are important qualities when it comes to conservation of energy, because when it comes to things like AI, everything in AI, in order for it to give you a response in a decent amount of time, it really has to exercise conservation in the algorithms it uses, how much data it draws on, and things like that. Now, in terms of actual physical energy, unfortunately, a lot of AIs are terrible because they consume vast amounts of energy and generate a huge amount of carbon footprint in terms of what they do. So from a conservation of energy perspective, most models that you see out there right now, they're just absolutely terrible in that respect. But they're hoping to get these AIs more and more advanced and powerful by optimizing their algorithms and being more selective about the data that they actually use. So that bit is very conservational. Now, when it comes to coaching, when I've worked with clients, and this is something that relates to what you said earlier about Marshall, a long time ago, someone said, "What's your idea of coaching?" And I said, well, a lot of clients that come to see me, they really need help in one of three ways, one or more of three ways. They either need help to do more of something, they need help to do less of something, or they just need help to not interfere with something that's actually working. And the problems typically arise when they end up doing the opposite. For example, they needed to do less of something, but they did more. Like eating, for example, and maybe they need to do more exercise, but they end up doing less. And the worst thing is when they actually interfere with something they really should have left alone. And I think a lot of people have got experience of what the costs are of interfering with something that you really should have left alone and not interfered with, right? So a lot of coaching is about just knowing that there are things that you need to do more of, less of, and you also need to not interfere with. But the hard part in coaching comes in identifying what those things are. what is it you should do more of? What is it you should do less of?
No, I buy it. As I said,